early on in the checkoff program, and your dad was involved, I think, at the time when we had a brand new checkoff. It was a lot of investment in ethanol right out of the gate. They wanted to invest in ethanol because the issue was we can't squeeze enough ethanol out of a bushel of corn in order to make it cost effective compared to gasoline. And they did that along with all the other checkoff programs around the state or the country. They pooled their dollars, did a lot of research, but it really wasn't until policy was implemented, the RFS, that ethanol was allowed into, it pushed its way into the fuel market. You were on the board at that time. What was it like?
Yeah, it's been about the late '90s. I came on the board 1998, somewhere in there. And I can remember, obviously, you said my dad was involved, but I can remember a lot of the time was spent with the marketing program on what research and where do we spend those research dollars and who do we work with on that. But like you said, I became part of the association board, and I can remember one of the first things that we continually worked on was lobbying for that RFS and renewable fuel standard, and it wasn't easy. I mean, and it wasn't always the entire NCGA or National Corn Growers that were behind the RFS. I can remember it was kind of some of those states that didn't have large ethanol plants yet.
Yeah, we were late to the ethanol.
We were
game.
late. Ohio didn't come in until probably 6-7 years at least after some plants were already up and running and profitable, I'm assuming. So yeah, we worked really hard, not only within the state trying to get things organized, but also getting our association, getting those policies developed so that we could go to Washington D.C. and did that numerous times.
Yeah, I was hired in 2004. The first RFS was passed in 2005. The second one was passed in 2007. As a young lobbyist, I thought all we do here at Corn is win. I mean, we just pass bills because it's so easy. But there was a ton of work that built up into that, and you were on the board at that time. Like you were saying, there was an ethanol industry out west. We were watching it with a great deal of envy because there was a lot of great markets being opened up for corn farmers out there. Remember the price of corn in 2005?
Like what, $1.90 or something?
About $1.90, it was stuck there for decades. Nothing would move it, but we knew that there was this opportunity, but we just needed some kind of policy in order to get it done.
And there was also a lot of things that happened within the state. It wasn't only the board, and I think it's something that even the members need to remember and understand. There was a lot of letter writing that went on. There was a lot of folks that were just growers that weren't on the board that were behind us and encouraged us, and also wrote their own constituents letters. Obviously, that's significantly easier now with technology. But there was a lot of letters and stuff written by just our members.
Yeah, you're talking about actual letters, right?
Yes,
that people
actual
wrote.
letters and mailed with a stamp. So,
This was a prime example of why a checkoff needs an association and why an association needs a checkoff. It was this. It's not good enough just to show that you can make enough ethanol and it's cost effective. There had to be some policy because it was cost effective. It was well documented that consumers could save money. We could have cheaper fuel in the United States if we would just put 10% ethanol into our fuel. But it wasn't being done until this requirement came into be, and that's the RFS.